kidding, but there's some truth in it. After all, she can't hear tone and has to rely on reading to communicate with others. It's as if you could only ever have conversations with someone through text messages. That has to mess with you in some way. It's probably why she stares so intently. Yeah, and with that you can even add like LOL or winky faces to, set the tone, kind of. For why she stares so intently at people in order to gauge the reaction. Or maybe it's why she pushes people so hard to get them to react. I've thought about it before, but it's too hard to say for sure what Shizune's exact motivations are for anything. So I wonder how much of that was a joke. Sometimes it's easy to tell. This time, it isn't. Assuming it wasn't a joke, I can tell her anyway. Because it's sign language, there's enough time to collect myself and lie efficiently. Nothing. I've just been thinking a lot about student council future lately. I believe Misha's doing the same. Well, in her own way. So am I, but she isn't here today. I wish she would have let me know something, because I might need her help later today. Yours too, unless you're busy. I'm not. Thank you. I feel like I'm losing a lot of people close to me lately. Ooh, I can't think of a good way to respond to that. Something reassuring and confident, telling you not to worry. I'm here for you. I'm not one of those people. Then who is? It seems so forced. I managed to wave in my hand that seems extremely callous as soon as I do it. You shouldn't feel that way. I might be just a little sick. Not enough to go through the trouble of making it official. It's just easier for me this way. It's the wrong way. I've heard the hard way and the right way are usually the same thing. So it's not a big stretch to say that the opposite is true. Well, fine. If you say you are alright, that's good enough for me. Wait. You asked me, so I'm turning it around. Is everything okay with you? Yes. She signs... Really? I hope you're not going to nag her for an answer when you yourself lied. She signs without a moment's hesitation. After that, Shizune waits to see if I'm going to follow up on it. I don't, she leaves. I feel like an idiot for not going further, even though I think it's better that I didn't. I've been in the library for quite a while, and decided to go up to the roof for a change of pace. A fresh breeze hits me the second I open the door. This is really my favorite area of the school, I think. Then I see that I'm not the only one here. I can see the girl with bubblegum pink hair in front of me. Her back is to me, but I don't have to see her face to know who it is. I'm sure Misha is the only person in the world with hair like that. I get the feeling, I know students at my school, or high school, when I attended to had that. I never really understood why you would want cotton candy hair, but that's the thing. Dye your hair. I've dyed my hair. Granted, it was black, and one time a darker brunette, but that was for... I had lice at the time, which really fucking sucked. Oh, I hate lice. Lice can go die in a hole. But hair dye kills them, so we just decided to do that. I get the feeling that I've stumbled on her at a bad moment. She obviously wants to be alone. I wonder if she hasn't noticed my presence. If so, I'll leave right now. But she has and turns to face me. Oh, hey, Chan, I thought someone was behind me. Oh, she looks so sad. But I didn't think it was going to be you. This time, you surprised me. If she's referring to her habit of sneaking up behind me and asking me guess who it is, I've never been surprised by that. I'm surprised too, but this is good. I had something I wanted to talk to you about anyway. Not that. What's going on between you and Shizune? She won't tell me, so I'm asking you. Because you're easier to get an answer out of, since the same sign language that gives me the leeway to lie to her gives her a cushion against my questions so that she can more easily brush them off. When she hesitates, I push her harder. Give me an honest answer, please. It's complicated, Chichan. It's because of something that happened a long time ago. I thought I could just forget about it, but it's really hard, so... That and graduation coming up made me want to spend more time with Shichan. But Shichan is always busy now, so we've been fighting. But I'm tired of it now. Because I like Shichan. So do I. Wahahaha, no, I know you like her, Shichan. I mean that I like Shichan in the same way. She's in love with Shizune. Oh... I want her to be my girlfriend. Oh, this is incredibly awkward. Misha closes his eye like a condemned criminal confessing the last of their sins in front of the executioner. It only makes it harder for me to think of a response, and I know I have to give one. I see. I never knew. I didn't really want to come to this school, Hichan, but it sounded interesting, and even if everyone hated me, at least it felt like they would leave me alone. I was learning sign language, but wasn't very good at it. Hichan was trying to get people to join student council because it was only her and Lily. Then she came up to me. I couldn't understand her at all. But Hichan wouldn't use her pen and paper. She knew that I was taking sign language classes. I was exposed quickly. I didn't know any. That only made her try harder, and I hated Hichan and thought she was making fun of me. That wasn't the reason, though. So I slowly fell in love with Hichan, and I told her that I loved her. Wait. I don't think that's Lily. Is that... She doesn't have her glasses on. Is that Misha? No pink hair, long like that. She looks pretty, but a whole new person. Sorry. Well, if you guys are into this series as much as I am, you're shocked too. It was in the student council room, you know, when it was just the two of us. Had these fantasies of Chan staying alone in the office, trying to put everything together by herself. It seemed so lonely to me and so sad. I think I wanted it to be that way. That way I could be there for Shichan, and maybe Shichan would like me. Even though there was no reason for me to believe it. I did anyway. I wanted it to be true, so it was okay for letting myself believe it. Even though I think I knew. That day was really, really beautiful too, Hichan. We were done with everything, and I was looking out through the window. Even through the window, the light was so warm. I wanted to stay like that forever next to Shichan. But then I looked at Shichan, and she had her back to the window, and was still working on something, blocking out the rest of the world. The light was on her shoulders, like when I put a blanket on my shoulders, like I would put a blanket on my shoulders as a little kid. Misha stopped for a second of trying to hold out onto the image of Shizune in her mind. Shichan looked, It was like Shichan looked in a way that made me want to be with her, but it felt like it would be hard for that to happen. That was a really long time ago. My hair was different back then too, a little messy. I cut it because Shichan was always talking about it. Anyways, I told her right then and there. I confessed. I was rejected. So, I thought that was it, Hichan. But Shichan was always trying to find me, and I hated Shichan again for it. And when I asked her why she was doing it, it was because I was her friend. Her cheeks had a hint of red in them. I wonder... Give her a damn hug. How much experience she has had with crying. That she can keep herself from doing it so well. If she didn't pause to wipe her eyes, I might never have noticed. Having Shichan say that made me happy, but also sad. And even though she never meant to hurt me, it still hurts, even now. Shichan has a way of manipulating people, Hichan. Sometimes she wants to, and sometimes she doesn't really, but it happens anyway. And sometimes I'm not sure exactly which one it is. I feel dumb. Doubt. I just wish that Shichan liked me instead of you. It made me wonder if I was starting to hate you and Shichan, just a little. I didn't like that. So, you were thinking maybe it would be better if I weren't here at all? She looks confused. The thought has never crossed her mind. That's not it, Hichan. I thought about it a lot these last few days, and I don't want it to hate anyone. You or Shichan. It's so stupid that I ever felt like that, isn't it, Hichan? I don't want to think about that kind of stuff ever again. I'm missing people and being apart from them. I'm tired of it. I don't want to think about it anymore. I already did, though, so I'm still really the worst kind of person. I wasn't thinking that it would be better if Hichan had never come to the school. I was thinking, wouldn't it be better if I just died? No. Misha presses herself harder against the fence as her back, as if hoping to slip right through it. Without really thinking about it, I grab her hand. My reflexes are terrible, and I manage only to grasp onto a few of her fingers, but it's unimportant. Sorry, it's just that you said something pretty weird just now. Ha 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 ha, yeah, I guess that's right, Hichan. Give her a damn hug. God damn. Yeah. Do you want to know what I think? Shizune is the type of person who won't want anyone close to her except on her terms. It's frustrating. Sometimes it's even infuriating. That probably would have bothered me when I was in the hospital and anyone who shut me out was dead to me. I'd forgotten all about it until recently. I got a letter, and it was all about that. I was mad. I thought, how can you accuse me of closing myself off from everyone and giving up? Isn't that what everyone else did to me? What else am I supposed to do? What can I do? Yeah, even now. I know that's how it happened, but she was right too. I did close myself off. So I made up... excuse me, I had to burp. So I made up my mind that I'm never going to let that be the case ever again. The hospital? Hichan, is that what those pills are for? Just listen, please. Shizune is the opposite of how I was. She was always wanted to draw people closer to her. That's the only reason Shizune was interested in me in the first place, I think. And I think I was determined to not let that happen in a way. Misha cast her eyes downward, understating perfectly. I never realized how hard that can be. And now, I feel like I'm going to return the favor, even if it takes twice as long. I already learned a second language just to get this far. It wasn't as hard as I thought, but it was definitely hard. Sometimes I felt like I was clawing my way up a mountain with how my hands hurt. And you did the same. And it was for the same reason, wasn't it? That's really amazing, which is why it makes me sad and a little angry that you would say a stupid thing like that. That's just what I believe, anyway. Her shoulders slump, and Misha almost slides to the floor, like she's drained of all energy. You're too dramatic, Hichan. She says while looking away, turning her head almost as if she wants to look out at the school grounds, but turning it enough to do not turning it enough. Wahahaha. The door behind us opened, and the sound only barely able to be heard over the ambient breeze. It's Shizune. I've been looking everywhere for you two. Is this some secret meeting? She walks over to us, leaning against the fence next to Misha, as if she needs to stop and catch her breath before pushing herself off it and continuing. I'm bored sitting in the student council room every day now, without either of you ever coming by. Taking some time off is fine, but this is just too much. Normally, Misha and I would be jokingly making excuses for ourselves at this point. This time, there's only silence. She's always expecting resistance is thrown off balance by the lack of it. A few seconds pass in an uneasy silence, which Shizune breaks with an ear-shattering snap of her fingers, smiling as if to say Eureka. Let's go do something together. Like what? Anything. We should go to the student council room first, then figure it out from there. That seems like a trick to get us to do work instead. Very funny. Misha laughs, managing to let out the restrained wah-ha-ha-ha. That Shizune can't see it makes me feel better. It means that it wasn't only for her benefit. I was thinking that you both actually could help me with something. What else is there? We can't go out to eat. We already ordered in yesterday, and that was already breaking policy. 3 days in a row would be unforgivable. But that was ordering in, Hichan. Going out to eat is different. Yeah, totally different. You're both kidding yourselves. Before I can reply, Shizune grabs my hand, limiting my ability to do so. My options cut down so drastically, I have no choice but to settle for making a face at her instead. She makes one back before extending her hand to Misha as well. When Misha is reluctant to take it, I walk forward as far as holding onto Shizune at the same time, which will allow me to take her hand myself. Ha 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 ha. She only has a second to smile before Shizune starts pulling us impatiently towards the door, binding us together like a human chain. Oh, this is a cool picture. Although it's dangerous, none of us seem to think of letting go any step of the way. All through the school, out of the doors and across the grounds. This feels familiar, as if we've walked like this before, the three of us hand in hand. Of course, the mood was a lot happier then. I can see the lingering sadness on their faces, and it makes me wonder if anything has really changed. If this is all just a distraction or not. But I think it's just me slipping back into being cynical because of the moment. It's a start. Is this the end? No, because this is another act. Think. To my other self. Act 4. Jeez, I'm thinking way too far ahead. Only a day later, the weekend has already arrived. I drop a heavy stack of books on the librarian's desk, not meaning to slam them, but they weigh so much that it happens anyway. Yuko bolts out of her chair with enough force to dislodge her glasses. She barely holds on to them. Oh, hi. Sorry, I'm here to return all these books I was supposed to. That's great, but I wish you had brought them back sooner. And it wouldn't be a problem if the library had more copies of everything, but it doesn't, and they act like that's my fault. They? Other students. They can be, pretty pushy. Sorry, it just kind of slipped my mind. It's been pretty rough couple days. Oh, I suppose you don't want to talk about it. Yuko meekly turns to the task of logging all the books I've brought back as a return, treating them with extreme care and precision. She's like a bomb disposal technician rather than a library.